bit gloomy out there as the night falls in Guangzhou. That's a beautiful shot of this 40,000 seater. Plenty of seats if you fancy coming down here. Game 8 today. China, the hosts, are up against the minnows, their neighbours, Hong Kong, just down the road. And this match will effectively decide who takes the pool. And while Chen Kai-yi in the earlier game, she got herself a hat-trick in the first half as they blew Korea 49-0. And Wang Wanyu, well, she's not showing her cards yet at number 6. And Yang Fei-Fei number 4. Those three, a three-man or three-woman wrecking machine if they get going. Yan Mei Ling on the bench. And look at Hong Kong. Melody Lee and Natasha Olsen-Thorne, the campaigners, joined by Nam Ka-man, Chong Ka-yan. Florence Simons, the youngster, the 17-year-old. She hasn't been able to get free yet. Ao Jung and Poon make up the starting 7 under the coaching of Ian Monaghan. They were good earlier, beating Sri Lanka 27-7, but this will be a real challenge for Hong Kong, Jed, up against this this red-hot Chinese side.
Oh, no doubt about it, Grant. The expectation on China is pretty heavy at the moment, and really it's a matter of if they can save themselves up and meet the challenge for Hong Kong. All it's about is putting together some good performances. And number 3 on the middle of your screen at the moment, well, there's a few hopes and dreams riding on those very young shoulders.
From Fiji, Tavita Rokovarini. Great having international referees here from Fiji. We have referees from Singapore, Hong Kong, China, Australia. As you'd expect in a high-profile event like this. And with the ball, interestingly, Yu Xiaoming instead of Chen Kai-yi to get us underway here. They've got the height, the weight, the speed across the park. This will be really a big challenge. There's an early touch there for Ao Jung. Gets it to ground. Here's Poon. Fires it up to Natasha Olsen-Thorne. She was an inch away from being down the field. Shu caught her though. Took her down, and here's China hot on attack. Here's Yang Fei-Fei. Natasha Olsen-Thorne goes hard on her. Yu Xiaoming out to Yang Min. Beats one, can't beat the second. Simons takes her in a nice tackle, finishes her off. Yu Xiaoming. Here's Wang Wanyu. Very dangerous. Defence is manning up at the moment. Numbering up, Chen Kai-yi. Shu just asks questions of Poon, who holds on for grim death there. Melody Lee tries to get over the ball. Look at this from Chen Kai-yi. Top point scorer for them on the World Series and the Asian Series. And look at this. Over's going to go Gao Yu Ying. And good continuity and good defence, though. It cracked in the end. They just ran out of numbers. 5 points and first try to Gao in this tournament.
Well, great training video for the Koreans. And the last game to be looking at is China lay on the first try. And they know that when you get close to the line, the conversion is tidy. That's an extra 2. They know China close to the line, you get the dial and you wind it right round to 10. You don't wait for the team to open the door and welcome you in. You get in there and make it happen. And they do. Hong Kong. They'll need some ball, Grant, at some point.
Yep, and it's Yu Xiaoming with the restart again. This one's a little deeper. And Ao Jung's under that one. Pops it up to Poon. Olsen-Thorne again looking for something. There's Chong Ka-yan. 3-try hat-trick herself in the opening game. Has she got the legs here? She's up against some real speedsters. Across comes Yang Fei-Fei. And she's done well there, Chong. I'm surprised she got that far, really, but look at the straight line from Melody Lee. Takes the heavy contact. Shu finishes her off, and Olsen-Thorne there pops it up to Poon. Who's outside? They need to find Simons. Olsen-Thorne with another carry. She's been busy in this play. Third touch for her, and they try to hold her up. Chen. Here it comes. And there's Melody Lee. And they've done well. They picked it up off the ground there. And Al Jung goes in to help Lee. And it's all tied up. Not rolling away. Ian Monaghan looks on. Here they come, Al Jung. Oh, gets smashed by Chen from the side. Lays it back nicely though. They've got the numbers here. Olsen Thorne 1 on none. And she brings it round. And that's a great try to Hong Kong. They've worked their way downfield, starting with John Ka-Yan. And it's celebrations. And with the two, they could bring this level. Exciting stuff here.
Well, you've really got to tip your hat to a team effort there from Hong Kong. Here's the closing end of it now, but it started when Chong Ka-Yan got away on the outside. Who was first on the scene when she went into contact? Simons, making a very, very powerful statement to the Chinese. She showed up like an absolute tank. Those 2 points are going to count. This is outstanding. 7-all. And Hong Kong showing, well, the fist of fury.
Poon with the 2, 7-all. Just having a chat to some of the parents here. Natasha Olsen-Thorne, her mother Linda's here, and the parents of Simons and Anna Burkett, the two 17-year-olds, they're here as well. Great support from them. And there's a real cheer going around. Not sure for which team. Both teams speak Cantonese in this part of the country. Here we go. Yang Fei Fei. Now they need to put some pressure on here. Here goes Wang Wan Yu. Look out for her. Bangs off the right. She's got real wheels. Poon won't stay with her. Oh. And look at Wang Wan Yu. Well, she picked up 12 tries in the series. And she's just played the role of playmaker a little bit early on today. And she shows what she's capable of. An incredible athlete. She gets China's second try to take the lead back.
Hong Kong coach Ian McDonald Monaghan made the statement early on, Hong Kong, we're going to aim to become the fastest team in Asia. And this lady has laid that statement to absolute waste.
We missed the just that highlight there, just the way she beat those two tackles. She was so well balanced off her feet. She can step off both feet. Sean Horan, stoic in his facial appraisal of that try. 14-7. Yu Xiaoming with the restart, and Hong Kong, well, they did nothing really wrong there, just beaten by superior athleticism. Melody Lee gets herself in the air there, makes it difficult for Yang Min, and they've got it back. They win the penalty. That's good from them. Counting down, just over a minute remaining.
Gee whiz, she impresses me, this Melody Lee. If there's one player not afraid to play on the gain line, it is the co-captain from Hong Kong. She loves living in the fire.
Trying to strip the ball out there, and they've just won that on the ground there. They've got over that and picked it off. Yang Fei Fei has done the job there for China. And coming around the corner is Yu Xiaoming, and she beats the last tackle of Ao Jung, who can't hold on. And they brutally reply with two quick tries through brute strength and speed. China 19 points to 7 here. Still some time left.
Yeah, they're really starting to flex now, aren't they? The full game from China. Able to keep their heads when they're in heavy contact. Absorb, deliver, look for pace, look for space. Get the points. And they've just shot out of the blocks now, haven't they? That's a big lot. It's a massive load of points to make up. 21 points to 7.
It's a team that's been on the World Series last year, of course, or this year. And they may have been relegated once again, them and China, just taking turns on the series. They may not win a whole lot of games on the series, but they do develop such an understanding of each other. They improve their basic skills and fitness. They're well conditioned. Hong Kong then, Yang Fei Fei, how quick was she out the blocks there? She's timed it wonderfully. Poon's on the ground there, the smallest player on the field, somehow manages to get that back. Nam to Ao Jung. Looks for Nam on the wraparound. And here goes Simons. We haven't seen her yet. Be good to see her have a go at Chen there. She beats Chen. And she beats Xiao Ming, and Chen comes back and finishes her off. Good work from Chen Ke-yi, but Simons, that's what she can do. This young 17-year-old Melody Lee now with the ball, scooting round Chong Ka-yan. And they pick it up, they're playing. This is again a good run from Chong, and look at the determination from Chong Ka-yan, and Melody Lee's knocked that on. And she was just rocking backwards on her heels, and the pass didn't quite make it. So an exciting end to this first half. It's China, though, with the 3 converted tries. They lead Hong Kong here. 21 points to 7 in this local derby in the decider of the pool.
And viewers will have to understand that we have been giving young Florence Simmons, as we look at these opening tries for China in the first half. Simple one, this one, very simple, isn't it? But important to remember that it's about going for the line, not having the line open up all the time. That was a very good team try, started by Chong Ka-yan and finished by Natasha Olsen-Thorne. Had a remarkable career in sevens, hasn't she? And then that was the second quick points or second try that really broke the gap open, and China stepped away in this first half. And then right at the end, you would have seen a glimpse, ladies and gentlemen, of this 17-year-old girl from Hong Kong battling, warring, taking on 2 players who have played in the World Series. This is Florence Simmons' 4th or 5th game of international sevens rugby. She's standing players up, she's fending them off, she's competing with them. It's an incredible natural talent. So Hong Kong have really got a gem here. How they can develop, manage her, grow her, find other players to play with her. Does Hong Kong have players like this that it doesn't know about? It'll be fascinating to see. China do have the lead, but you see little plays like that from youngsters, and it makes the game so much more inspirational.
Thanks if you're joining us on the Facebook feed or however you're watching this around the world. Great having you with us here. This Olympic qualifier in Guangzhou. 20 games over today and tomorrow. The winner will take all the marbles, as they say, and be off to Tokyo next year, joining Japan as the Asia representatives. The runner-up goes into a repechage. Here's Poon with the ball. They trail by 2 converted tries. They go deep. Yan Mei Ling is on for China there in 5, and here she is with the ball. She is an absolute playmaker. She gets involved. Here's Chen Ke-yi, takes on Poon, gets away from Poon. There's no sweeper, and they won't stop Chen Ke-yi from there.
Look who's charging after her.
Yes, it's Chan Chi-ching chasing her, but she won't have the legs. She gives it a good go, though, and that's good gutsy stuff, but what a restart there. Finding Chen, 3 tries in the opening game. Bags another one here, and there's real daylight now. She took her foot off the gas a bit there and allowed Chan to gain on her, but good on her for having a crack.
Well, it's one way, isn't it, to just pour it on like that and extinguish the flames in the opposition. And China, gee whiz, they look enthusiastic, don't they? Just the way they came off the bench, those 2. They're keen to get out there and play some footy.
The magic of the Olympics. And they've won that back from the restart. They're masters at it. Melody Lee on the ground, though. And Nam Ka-man there in 10. Well, she's no match for the height of the chasing Chinese players. Got given up a good 6 inches probably, 15 centimetres. On comes Yu Li Ping in 3.
Crouch. Fine.
Well, actually it was Nam who took the the ball. It was Lee in the air that challenged. Here's Yang Fei Fei scooting around the side. She's got wheels, and look at this. Good tackle from Nam. She comes back against the grain. Yan Mei Ling. Chong does enough to thwart that one. Here's Wang Wanyu, try scorer. Look at the footwork from her. Melody Lee gets on her. Yan Mei Ling, just the amount of possession here is going to tell. Gu Yao Yao with the run. Hong Kong tackling their hearts out. Is Yang Fei Fei. She'll have too much for Poon, I think. Poon has a good go at her though, and she hasn't got the reach on Yang Fei Fei. 10 tries in the Asian 7 series. And I think that's her first for the weekend for this tournament. Danger all across the park for China.
I know it probably won't be the last with this lady. Just almost a simple stride to the line. And they open up an even bigger gap now with a pretty easy 2 to take as well. I have to say, they have done a real number here on Hong Kong in the second half.
Yes, out to 35 points to 7 now. Just the one try to Natasha Olsen-Thorne. Off comes Chen Kei-Yi. Look at the pass. Poon flailing at her. Just shrugged her off. And Sham Wai Sum is on for Hong Kong in 5. That's not good for China. That looks semi-serious for the hosts. I think Chong Ka-Yan is off, taken on the fly by Chan Chi-Ching. Poon throwing herself into the defensive line. Here's Anna Burkett, the 17-year-old there in 12. She's on as well, so the whole bench has been rolled. Scored a magnificent try on her debut in the first round of games. 2 17-year-olds out there for Hong Kong. Real exciting prospects. Poon is going to plug this down the line. 2.5 minutes remaining. They are destined for Kazakhstan tomorrow in the semi-finals if everything goes to plan, and the third round of games tomorrow. Keen to get on with it. Here's Chan Chi-Ching. Poon's going to get thrown in the air here. Look at the height difference there. It's a good shot. Chan Chi-Ching. Can she hit Poon? And referee not happy. Closing the gap, were they? Or just taking too long? Closing the gap. Yan Mei Ling then to set them on their way just inside Hong Kong's half. Look at that for a straight hard line from Liu Yang. Clattering into the defensive line. Here's Wang Wanyu. Look at this dynamo. She's like a coiled spring, this woman. Actually, Chen is still on. There goes Chen K. You look at the fight from her. Taken down finally by Chloe Chan. They give it some real width, but they come up in a line. And look at this from Yu Li Ping. Finding Liu Xiaojian, and they beat the last defender and just barrel towards the post for yet another try. Try number 6. Really pulling away now and showing their absolute class here, China.
Certainly are a class act, there's no doubt about it. The change of pace here, change of direction. Nice high knee lift, and there's probably a yard or 2 more pace under that lid as well. Here's an extra 2. Hard to believe it started off at 0-0. At 42 to 7 now. Hong Kong trailing China. What a masterful performance by the home side.
Yes, they're going to top this pool. Most likely face Thailand tomorrow, who will surely have a crack at them. Oh, look at that, nearly taking it in full flight. Yu Yang just absolutely fearless. Eyes only for the ball. You fear for players in those situations sometimes. Time up on the clock, a final scrum to Hong Kong.
Hold it. Wait. Okay. Up again. Wait for my call. Okay, you happy? Let's go. Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Poon looking to just put it right under the feet there of the front row, and they win a penalty, an early shove from China. Here goes Chan. Yan Mei Ling pulls her down. Poon to Sham Wai Som. Good straight run there from Chloe Chan on the wraparound. Poon looking to give Anna Burkett a go here. Here goes Nam Kar Man. She's not going to get around the outside of Liu. Here's Anna Burkett, picks it off the ground to Poon, and the quick hands, the hot potato. Chloe Chan has to rescue that one on the floor, and just flopping on her earns the penalty. Sham now tears off down the field, and Yan Mei Ling just got in her eye line there and forced the error onto Chan Chi Ching, and that was a good defensive effort just to snub out that final sortie, that final raid by Hong Kong. They had one chance, they took it, they scored their 7, but China, it was all about them, the hosts. 6 converted tries, Jed, and well, they just look far too good for anybody in this tournament at this stage. 42-7, the final score here.
It's going to be some remarkable performances are going to have to come out of the rest of these tournaments teams to keep up with China if they're in this sort of mood. And as we watch the opening try of the second half, and well, China just wound the volume all the way to the top. This is a side that have only got one thing in mind, and that is to be here in the last game tomorrow and punch their ticket to Tokyo next year. They are full of vim, they're full of vigour, they're full of focus. They've got pace, power and the experience to boot, and they are making short work of some of the very best teams in Asia. Yes, Japan aren't here, but China will firmly have them in the crosshairs if they get the go and the green light for Tokyo in 2020. A remarkable 14 minutes performance yields 42 points.
Here we go then. Let's look at the standings after 2 rounds. China on top with their 91 points, and Sri Lanka there temporarily in second spot. They'll face China tomorrow, and Hong Kong should ideally, they'll make their way up to second spot there after the 3rd round tomorrow morning. China looking very hot indeed. And then on the other side in Pool B, Kazakhstan with 2 from 2, and Thailand 1 from 2, and similar sort of points differences. Kazakhstan with that win over Thailand, the difference, and tomorrow morning they'll square off against seeds 3 and 4 to eventually take their place as first and second seeds. Don't forget to follow us on the Facebook, asia.rugby, all tiers of rugby across Asia, highlights, interviews, photos. Get involved. We're on Instagram, Asia Rugby Live, with some fantastic images being shared on the old Instagram. And if Twitter is you, at Asia Rugby, you'll find us there. And we will be back here tomorrow morning, nice and early. We do hope you can join us, 9 a.m. local time, back into it, Thailand versus Philippines. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us. Catch you tomorrow.